What's up, I'm B Real.
I'm Bobo.
And we're Cypress Hill, or part of Cypress Hill. You're watching KillerHipHop.com. We were talking about Rusko some time back, about, like all these dubstep producers, and, just talking about the genre, because it was new to us at the time. And, I had heard a lot of Rusko stuff because I DJ, and I started DJing some of the dubstep music because of, our fans asking, when we were going to start spinning some of that stuff. And it's important to say that we have a live stream site that we do sort of like radio. So there's where I mix, and because it's interactive, the fans will be like, "Oh man, your mix is this or that. How come you don't mix any dubstep music?" And I said, "Well, I don't have the library, but if you send me some, I'll play it." And they sent me, like 1,500 songs with a bunch of different producers, and Rusko was one of them, and he stood out, and we started talking about it, like, "Hey man, it'd be cool to work with this guy." And one of our friends had a mutual friend, and they hooked up an introduction, and we just sort of hung out just to see if we even liked each other's vibe. And we were all very cool and got along well, and we decided, okay, let's do a song, see how it goes. From that one song, all the rest came because we loved it so much, so that was pretty much how we got put onto it. It took quite some time because he was on the road in between. What he would do is send us a few different beats to write to. Then we'd send him the vocals while he was on the road, and he would chop them up, add stuff to it or take away, and it ended up being cool because when he did have time, he would come to the studio and do the arrangements and effects, in the studio. But a lot of times it was sporadic. He'd be on the road, we'd be at the studio, or we'd be on the road, he'd be at the studio. But it worked out because now he's living in California, so we had our spot that we work out of, and he paid many visits to us there. He even spun a set on our live stream. People went crazy for it. It was ridiculous, but we get along really well with him. We actually plan to do more with him. We're always open-minded. If it fits and we get excited about it, yeah, definitely. We've done collaborations in the past, like with Ronnie Size, Groove Rider, Jason Nevins in the past, and they were all great experiences. So this is another UK artist. It's just that we happen to really get along with Rusko. He's a funny guy, and we love him. He's like, he's one of our brothers now. Well, technology has changed it much, in the style of which it is produced, and the style of how it's promoted and marketed, and the fact that, you got these sites that will put your music up for free, so your music is more accessible, but at the same time, because it's so accessible, it's a hard sell. People have it in their face right there that they can get it for free, as opposed to having to click, that button on iTunes for $12.99 or whatever the fuck the price is. People tend to go with the free shit. So that's the negative part of it, but the positive is that, now people can find it. If they're not playing it on the radio, you can always find a way to it, you know what I mean? So it gives artists, like now there's more opportunity for artists to get their music off with or without a major label, with or without an independent label. You can do it all yourself. That's the main thing that I've seen change. But musically, what I've seen change is just the style of production. People are going more electronic in the sense that they're using less samples and programming the beats and playing the keyboard stuff over it. That's what's changed the dynamic of how songs are being produced on a big scale. Like you still have producers that are chopping samples and stuff like that, but more and more you see these new kids, you know, producing without any samples, which is cool. It's a challenge, you know, because you have to be really creative to compete these days. Well, there's a cat that we work with named Young D. He's great, really good songwriter, really good rapper, great performer. You know, he's coming up, and we always try to give light to him. You know, and he's one of them. And then there's, you know, a host of cats back home. Miss Nipsey Hussle, J Electronica,
Miss
Kendrick Lamar, really, really good. Lupe Fiasco, who's not so much new anymore, but you know, still making his way. Wiz Khalifa, Odd Future, you know, those type of guys. Yeah, after this EP cycle is done, you know, we'll go back in and start getting the groundwork for the next Cypress Hill album, whatever it'll be. Who knows at this point, but you know, once we get in stride, it'll all come together. I mean, it's possible. You know, we're cool with them, and they're cool with us, and we've done some shows together and whatnot. So, I mean, it's always a possibility. It's just us adapting to their style, because I think that's what would be the draw: us adapting, you know, to do their type of shit rather than them, like, you know, scaling back from their style and trying to match with ours. I think it makes it easier if we try to match theirs. You know? I don't know.
Well, we travel a lot, and I think we appreciate all the places that we go because the fans, they show love, and you know, it's always a great experience to be able to spread the music out to some of these places. You know, we get excited to go places that we haven't been in all of our years of touring. You know, that's a big thing. But you know, it's not really any one place. It's just, you know, just to be able to play our music all around is the biggest draw.
Egypt, but with the way things are going right now, I don't think it's such a great place to be touring right now. When it gets settled down, you know, definitely that'd be one of the places. Where else?
Wow.
I think for me, that's probably one of the biggest places.
You know, there's some other places, some other countries, like going deeper into some other countries, you know, cities within there would be good. Again, we played a lot, so it's hard to come off the head.